Right, you lot, here we are again. This is the HPI RS4, the BMW shell, the really nice shell. I really like this shell. This is all the bits and bobs. This was the troublesome bit. This was the troublesome part, the spur gears. Well, we have here one HPI genuine part spur, and another one genuine part spur, the big one and the little one. So that should go on there like that, lovely jubbly. Now the only place, the one and only place that had these in stock was Model Tune. So very good to them for having these in stock, because nowhere else had these in stock. You know, even you had all the big major RC shops, none of them had them in stock. The only place, other place that even eBay didn't have any genuine parts in stock. The only place that had, well, eBay had 3D printed ones, which I wouldn't touch with a bloody barge pole. Having said that, if anybody does 3D printed ones and you want to change my mind, let me know and I'll let you send me some and we'll test them. But I don't think you better change my mind. 3D printed spur gears, in my experience, are crap. But anyway, genuine parts, let's get them fitted. Model Tune, well done, thank you very much, because without Model Tune having these in stock, we would have been in a bit of, we would have been having a long delay, because Model Sport and Will Spin and all them other ones that I've found and had a look at, they were looking at the end of April and May for delivery times. That for them having them in stock, and then you have to, bloody no way, man. So anyway, let's get the old camera on the tripod. Where's it gone? Oh, it's here, look. And then let's see, we can get the old spurs on there, and then we should better assemble all of this. Hopefully all the screws and bits and bobs are still there. If not, we'll find some screws. We've got loads of screws, and then we can test it out. Where's the engine gone? Oh, it's there. There's the engine. We can test it out, fire it up. I'll give it a bit of a clean and see how the engine's going to run. And yeah, someone also said in the other video that the tick over screw was missing, and I hadn't spotted it, but they're right, the tick over screw is missing. There used to be, I don't know whether they're still about, I haven't looked, I don't know whether they're still about. They might still be about, so those of you don't go shouting at me yet, because I haven't even looked. But they used to do a carb rebuild kit, and it had all the little it had the little rubber piece there, and the needles and all of that, the seals, and you used to be able to buy the screws and needles separately. I'm assuming you still can. I'm going to have a look, because I want to put this carb back on that engine. The carburetor which is on this engine now is one off of my other engines, and I want to put it back on the other engine. So I am going to try and find a little rebuild kit for this. If not, I might see if I can get a carb and just put a brand new carb on it. But we'll see how that goes. But for now, it'll run fine with this carb. So yeah, I might have to get a pull start for it. But anyway, let's concentrate on the spur gears first. Rightio, here we go again. Let's take all this apart and put the new ones on. And oh yeah, I might need me little pair of pliers. Where are they? Little pair of pliers, little pair of pliers. We'll put the new ones in, and then hopefully all of the little, it's a nice little roll pin, all of the little screws and everything that I need are going to be, you know, there. I hope they are. If they're not, can I get that off that way? Oh, I've got to remove a little circlip. Right, let me just go and get a pair of pliers and everything, remove all the circlips and all that rubbish, and then we'll get back to it. There we go. One hairy rebuilt Spur. So that's first and second gear now. Right, let's put the rest of the car back together, shall we? But before we do that, let's have a little bit of a clean up. A little bit of brake cleaner. That should do the trick. Get it all nice, spick and span before we put it back together. Well, looks a lot better than it did anyway. Right then, let's see what bits and bobs have we got. Hopefully we've got all of them here, or at least most of them. I've got screws and stuff. I don't know where the top for the top of the diff is. Oh, it's over there. There it is. Right. Let's get this together, shall we? So the next thing is this bell end, this clutch bell. I thought that there weren't a screw in it to start with, but there was a screw in it, and there was some washers. But I'm not sure if there's meant to be if there's something missing out of there, to be honest. I was just going to buy a whole new bell end, a new clutch bell, but I think I'll see if I can make do with this one and try and get this one to work. It seems alright, there's nothing wrong with it, the teeth are all fine on there and everything like that, so I'm just gonna pack it full of washers, and yeah, I'm gonna pack it out full of washers. I think that's what the trouble was, the washers that were in it were too big and they weren't holding it back enough, so I'm gonna pack it full of smaller washers and we'll see what happens. I'm wondering if there's supposed to be another bearing in there. I've already got two bearings, one at the back and one at the front. I wonder if there's supposed to be another one in there. I've had a look. The only bearings I've got left are crank bearings. They're no good. I've run out of bell end bearings. But there might be meant to be another bearing in there. We'll have to have a look at that. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I'll have to see if I can find on the internet a clutch bell and see what it looks like. I know you can buy just a bell end, just a bell, without the cogs. How the hell you get the bloody cogs off, I don't know, but they look like they're moulded together to me. Perhaps they do come off. But anyway, that's the least of our problems. I'm going to screw this together with some washers. It'll work for now. It won't be proper. I'll have to sort it out later on, but at least we can get the rest of the car together. Then I can work out how the hell all the brake goes together, because I've got these parts here that are, I don't know how they're supposed to go on yet. So I want to get the engine in, and then I can work out how the brake's supposed to go on. And we can continue from there. Right, we're getting close now. I'm going to have to sort the receiver out. The receiver's supposed to be in here. And for some reason they've stuck it on top of the servo. It's supposed to be in here. The area is supposed to come out this little hole like that, you know, up there. But I'll sort that out after. We need to make sure we've got it all running. I've got this little bit here left over. I ain't got a bloody uncle's monkey what it's meant to go for. I thought it was part of the brakes. But I've put the brakes together and they work. And there's no sign of needing this. So I don't know what it's for. Perhaps it isn't part of it, I don't know. Remember when I got this car it was in bits, so who knows. Let's get rid of this rock hard bit of fuel line and we'll put on another one, and we still got to put the exhaust on as well, which is over here. We'll just stuff that on there like that. That'll be dandy. That can go on there. Oh, hang on. Not quite on. There he is. Right, that screw can come up out of there a little bit. That's it, and that screw can go down in there. Hold our little exhaust in place. I haven't got an air filter for it yet, but we don't need an air filter just for starting it up and testing it. We'd need one if we was going to drive it around, but we're not going to be driving it anywhere at the moment, so we don't need an air filter. Would that be better going that way around? Will it go that way around? Will it even go that way around? No, it won't fit that way around. The reason I'm trying to do that is because the fuel line, it hits on the bell, and obviously that's not good. We don't want it hitting on the bell. That's better like that, isn't it? We'll have to have it like that, because the way that the previous owner had it run, had the fuel line routed, was so it hit the bell, and then that was obviously no good, because that would cause a hole in it, and we don't want any holes in our fuel lines, because then obviously that would just mean that it wouldn't be able to run very long, because all the fuel would leak out, and yeah, wouldn't get a very long run time on it, would we? Not to mention all the scaredy cats out there running around with fire extinguishers going, "Oh my god, the fuel, you got a fuel leak, you got a leak, it's gonna explode, run!" Alright, let's do that up. This is the original tank, because it's even got the little primer. Back in the day, they had little primers, and so even that's not ideal because it's hitting on the exhaust. But we'll sort that out once we know if it runs properly or not. The only bit of fuel line I've got left has got this stupid little fuel cooler stuck on it, but well, that'll have to do for now. So that can go on there. Well, it's not actually. They market these as fuel coolers, but they're not. They're bloody. They're fume coolers. Anyway, so we got that on there. We don't need it, but yeah, there we go. Man, that is it. It is completed. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. We've got 5 screws, a spring, and a piece of plastic left over that was in the bag of stuff. I don't know what any of it's for. I can't see any screws missing. If any of you lot can spot any screws missing, not that you probably can see from here, but if anybody can spot any screws missing, let me know. There is some screws from a... Right. I think I've worked out what these black screws are for. The previous owner must have tried to undo the diff casing from underneath as well. So let's stick these screws. I don't know why I didn't spot that a minute ago. Bloody Jesus. Well, anyway, let's put these screws in here. Hold the little diff down. The spur gears. We've only got 2 engine screws. I need to find another 2. But for testing purposes, for starting her up and seeing what's going to happen, I reckon it'll be more than adequate to have 2 engine bolts in. My MP9's only got 2 engine screws because I lost 2 of the screws and I can't find any more anywhere. I'm gonna have to go down Screwfix and get a packet of screws. You know, I'll have to do that at some point. You don't want to be buying screws from shops. They want stupid money for them. Right. Right, now we know where. Right, so now we've got them back in. There ain't no more screws apart from the engine ones, and I don't know what that's for. There's no more screws missing from the bottom. So we've just got this one little flat edge screw, which I can almost guarantee isn't from this car. A spring which we know was out of the old carburetor. And this piece of plastic, which I ain't got a clue what it's for. I suspect it's part of the brakes, but I just don't know. If anybody knows what this random little piece of plastic is for, it's obviously for something. It might not be from this car, I don't know. But it was in the little bag of bits that come with the car. Just let me know what it's for and where to put it, and I shall put it in such place. But yeah, right. Let's stick a bit of fuel in here and see. Oh, well, I've got to get some batteries. Right, we've still got the insect wing stuck to the transmitter. So let me just go and get some a bit of rag, and we'll clean the transmitter off, put some batteries in it. I've already put a hump pack in the car. I'll clean the transmitter off, put some batteries in it, and then we'll be away. I just got a bit of kitchen paper with some lemon zest on it. I'll give this a bit of a... This person I bought this from really didn't like cleaning stuff. This controller is really, really manky. I get that he was quite a young chap, I think. I get the impression he was the sort of person that would eat a packet of crisps, not wash his hands, and then touch everything, you know. Look at that. He probably was eating food and whatever while he was driving this car around. This is probably why the controller's all sticky and dirty as well, because obviously once it's sticky with food remnants, then dirt's all going to stick to it. And, but yeah, we give it a bit of a clean off. Lovely, that's perfect. I'll give it a better clean off in due time, but for testing purposes, this is absolutely ideal. Right, now to find some batteries, and we'll be away. I'm going to do a bit of robbing. Gonna have to do a little bit of robbing. I need some batteries out of this other transmitter. Just to be enough. We'll just get it going. I'm excited to see if this is going to work or not. Blimey. I hope it is going to work. Alright. The engine's going to be the problem, because we know that it was run with that stupid excuse for an air filter, don't we? So that's not good, is it? Well, the brakes are working, kind of. I need to adjust them, I can adjust that. And throttle's working, we're getting full throttle on full throttle, tick over on tick over. So that's all working. Right, bloody, something wrong with that though. Put a bit of tape. I'll have to put a bit of tape on that, that's no good. Anyway, let me go and get a bit of fuel, heat the engine up, and then we'll see if she's going to fire up, baby. What should we go for? I've got a bit of this Zip 25. Some of you go, no, you can't run a T15 on 25%. Oh my god! Whoa, bollocks to you. Either that, or I could keep you lot happy and run it on 16. What do you think? Only got a little bit of 16 left though. All right, we'll give it a 16. We'll give it a zip zap of 16, and you know, I've just got to keep you lot happy these days, haven't I? I've got to keep you lot happy. I mean, I always run my Rushes, the T15 engines, on 25%. The Savage and the Rush all use the same fuel. I mean, I've even run the Rush on 30%, but here you go, 16%. Keep you lot happy. Right. I'll stuff that back in there. Right, there you go. That's that sorted. Now we need engine heater. And then, actually I won't use engine heater because that takes, well, it doesn't take too long, obviously, but you know, use that when I'm out and about. No sense in putting time and wear and tear on my brand new engine heater when I've just got a heat gun nearby. So let's heat the baby up. I'll be back in a minute. Right, here we go. Let's see. What's happened here then? Well, that ain't no good, is it? Bloody hell. Stand by, stand by. Right, a little bit of adjustment. The bolt on the carb had come off, so the throttle was flapping around, but nothing was that. No, it weren't doing nothing. Right, anyway, here we go. Let's see if we're gonna get any fire uppage. What bloody hell's happening to this pull start? Right, there we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Bit flooded, I think. Right. There's no copper washer on this glow plug either. So, oh, it was going to fire. Oh yeah, well flooded. Woohoo! Right. When I blew down the old pipe, it filled up the old carburettor quite a lot. Well, we've got the plug out, let's give it a test. If I can push it in the end of this. Oh yeah, look at that. That is fire and a half, that is. Right, I need to get a copper washer really. Somebody offered to send me some, but I've lost a comment now and I don't know who the bloody hell it was. If it was you, let me know. Right, let's stick that back in there. Get that pull start out of there again. Away we go. She's a bit rich. Lean it out quite a lot. Still very, very rich. Lean it out a lot more. Did you hear second gear? That's actually running alright, that is, and we got second gear. That's actually running alright. Considering it ain't got a washer on the glow plug. We've got second gear, it's all working well. I think that's too big for it. I ain't got any air filters small enough. Right, there you go. I know some of you are probably going to say the tick over was a bit high. Yeah, I think it was a little bit high as well. But I tried to turn it down and it didn't like it. It kept conking out. It needs a tune, so just bear with it. I don't know how long it's been since it was ran. Don't forget as well, the carburetor what's on it isn't the one that was on it before, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. So I need to try and I'm going to have to buy an air filter for it. I've had a look in my little stash of air filters. None of these are going to fit. Look at that one there, they're all too big. I have got oh no, not there. I have got the there. I've got the little bend for it, that would fit on there, but I haven't actually got the filter. So I've just got the little bend, but no filter. So I'm going to have to buy one, and then I can take it out and give it a little blast. I know second gear works because it worked a minute ago in my hand. The thing is, I've got to be careful now. I'm going to have to get a copper washer for the glow plug, but do I want to get a pull start for it? Because the pull start there works. It's a bit floppy. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to undo that knot and put the handle further down, so that's that fixed. These aren't the correct shocks for it. They're some other ones. I know why they put them on. They put these on to hire the back up so that the shell fits properly, but I can always adjust the shell if I put the correct shocks on with the oil shocks and everything. But the thing is, the proper shocks, the HPI shocks for this are about £40. Now the thing is, if I go spending, I've already spent, so these Spur gears for a model tune, they were a bit more expensive than other shops, but it was £15 all in, including the postage for both these Spurs. They were £5.99 each. They were £4.99 on all the other shops, but they were all out of stock and I didn't want to wait, so I paid £5.99. Now the thing is, if I spend another 40 quid on some shocks, there's not going to be any money in this for me. I'm not going to be making any money when I sell it. I'm going to be losing money, in fact, probably, because I don't think I'm going to be able to sell it for, you know, any more than if I was to spend 40 quid on it. I'll probably would struggle to break even. So I'm probably going to leave it. These are working perfectly fine. Whoever wants to buy it, they can put different shocks on it or do whatever. But she's working. I'll give it a blast next time I get a chance, probably at the weekend. Give it a tune. Hopefully, maybe if I get a chance. If not, I'll just have to put it up for sale as it is, and you know, whoever buys it will have to give it a tune and do whatever. But nice. I'm well happy that we got it working, and it's you know, it runs well. It does run well. I wasn't expecting it to run all that well with that, because it had that bit of foam, that bit of cloth as an air filter. I thought it was going to be pretty shagged, but it weren't. So happy with that. Nice one. There you go. Thanks for watching that, you lot. Proper over the moon with that. Let's put the shell on it and admire it with the shell on quick. There we go again. Look, that's the reason that they've put them other shocks on, to higher up the car itself, so that they can have the shell lower down at the back, and they can get that sort of look there with the they call it stance, don't they, in the chabs, they call it stance. That's what they want. Look. But I can always put some body pins underneath it, and we can raise up the shell like that so that it doesn't hit on the floor, and then we can have the proper suspension, and it will lower the car down more. The actual chassis itself, it will lower it down more, get better performance, better handling, and we still won't be the shell won't be dragging on the floor, whereas at the moment like that it would be. But like I say, I'll have to have a think, decide whether I want to do that or not, because I don't think I'm going to be able to sell that for all that much money. I think I'll be lucky if I can get £100 for this. I don't think I'm going to get any, well, I might not even get 100 for it. But yeah, nice one. Well, you lot, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. There's going to be some interesting ones coming up, hopefully. I'm going to try and get my hands on some petrol RC cars. So if you want to see 1/5 scale petrol, stick around. And if I can get my hands on some, we'll have some of them. Ciao for now, you lot.